5 years ago, I bought my first laptop and quickly downloaded Notion just because it looked so clean. But after days of frustration between all features, I gave up. Fast forward to today, I'm designing Notion templates and organizing my entire life with it. What changed? I mastered Notion formulas and especially list functions. This turned Notion from frustrating to powerful for me. And today I will show you how to use them. And by the end of this video, you will be using list functions like a pro. Let's go. Let's firstly see what is a list. A list or array starts with two brackets. Inside these brackets is the number of items. It can be text, numbers, dates, lists, or any other property. Every item inside the list has an index or position. Without even knowing it, you already use lists on Notion. A page is a list with a title and different properties. A database is a list composed of pages. And now let's dive in the list functions. We are now on Notion on the advanced to-do list, one of your favorite templates that I use to track the progression of all my tasks. And this template is available for free on my Notion creator profile, so if you're interested, don't hesitate. It's composed of two distinct databases. The first one where there is all your tasks, and the second one is what I call a database. It will display some insights about any database. If you're interested on how to build such dashboard, don't hesitate. There is a video about it that I will display just here. But right now, let's click on this second database and let's create a formula property. So you are just going to hit the plus icon and to type formula. So let's call it formula. Perfect. Let's click on it. And right now, the first thing you need to know is how to simply display a list or array. So here we just clicked on the database that we on our main database, and it displays all the pages inside this database. So as you can see, I can save, and after I can click on any of the tasks inside the main database. So it's super cool. So here there is a list of all the pages. After the first function that comes after doing this is the map function. The use of the map function is quite nice. It enables to have the same type of list, but to display a property type. So let's call it map. In first argument, it's always or really oftenly the database we want to take the information from. So here our main database is called the to-do database. So first argument, to-do database, after comma and current. The current word enables to call for any property. So current dot, and after you it displays all the different properties you can select from. So here, let's display the status. So we have the same kind of lists. However, it's not the pages, but one of the argument, one of the property inside these pages that is displayed. And here I've chosen the status. I can choose, for example, the due date. So I will have such lists. After this comes the length. The length, as its name says, just displays the length of any database, of any lists. So here we can see that the length of our lists to-do database is 11. So it's quite easy. The third most important thing is the filter function. So the filter will enable us to filter some properties inside a list. So filter, two brackets, let's select as always our lists or our database, and after there is the condition. So let's put a condition. So let's put current dot, so due date. So it will be a filter based on the due date, and we can put the condition that it's today. If you have any interrogation on other formulas, other functions like today's one, there is the first part of this video on my channel, so don't hesitate to check this out. So here we filtered this list, and it displays all the tasks that are due today. So we can verify there is study, cook lasagna, and go to the gym. And here in our formula, there is go to the gym, cook lasagna, and study. So it's super great. It enables to shorten some lists on a criteria. After comes the sort function. As you can see here, there are different pages, but they are not necessarily sorted. So the sort function will enable to sort any list based, once again, on a criteria. So sort first argument, the database, the list, and after there is the criteria. So let's put current again, and let's put the date. So here the function sorted all the pages inside our list depending on the due date. So we have here from the oldest task to the most recent one. Let's verify here. I grab kids at school. Yes, it's the last one, so it's perfect. It's also super useful when you want to put a bit of order inside any list or filter it after. And the last essential function is the slice. As you can see here, I have a bunch of different pages, and maybe I want to take only the last three items of this list. So sort will enable us to select again the database, and the second argument in the sort function is the first index, like the index of the first item. So here let's spell it from the first, so the second item of the list, till for example the fourth. Great, so it's not working. It was slice. I was talking about the slice function. So once again, we select our database, and we want from the first one item to the fifth, but the fifth item will not be included. The last index is always excluded. So here we have 4 items inside our list. So the database is sliced. We have selected different items based on their index, on their position inside the list. And right now that we reviewed all the most basic list function, we are going to code a bit together and to see how to put this into practice and how to use it into some real life cases. Let's go. Now let's code together and let's see how to use these list functions in your templates. So firstly, we are going to code a completion rate. So it will be the same as this progress bar at the end. So let's click on the formula, and let's firstly click on the to-do database. Firstly, all these lists function can be used in 2 different ways. So the first one is to call for the function. So let's call it sort, and to put the lists in first argument, and after all the other arguments, the second one will be firstly to call the list, and after to type dot and after the function, and after all arguments going after the first argument. So you will see all these different, these 2 different methods. So here we are going to use the second method which is more intuitive for me. So we took this to-do database and we are firstly going to filter it. We are going to filter all our tasks that were done today. So where current we call, and after we call the property due date is equal to the function today. So right now we have our tasks, but our today's tasks. Let's do this, and after we want to filter all tasks that are done. So let's call it again filter, and we are going to call this time for the status property and to verify if it's done. And at the end we have there is this only one item, a list composed of one item that is done, and after I want to have the length. So the length, as you can see, the length has only one argument, which is the list. So when you call the length after the list, there is no other argument. So here we can see that there is only one task that is due today and that is done. And to have a completion rate, we have to divide this by all the tasks that are due today but that are not necessarily done. So we are going to remove this filter, and we should be great. So here let's just fix this, and it's perfect. We can just save it, and after we can change the type. We can put in a bar, and we can change the number format for a %. So here we will have our percentage. The second formula we are going to code today returns an index, a performance index on the last 5 tasks. For example, we will have 1 stars if less than 33% of the last 5 tasks are done, 2 stars if it's between 0 and 66%, and 5 stars for a perfect work over the last 5 tasks. So let's code it together. It's super exciting. So let's think a bit how to do this. So obviously we have to start with our database. This database, we can firstly sort it to have a list, but that is sorted by the dates. So database, and we can call it like this again, sort, and after we want to sort it by the date, so current. To call for the date property, you have to write current dot and after due date. So right now it's sorted by the due date from the oldest one to the most recent one. After we want to filter all of this, because we want to filter all ongoing or past tasks, so all tasks that are due today or before today. So let's filter. So right now the filter, the condition for the filtering will be that the due date is before or equal to today. So here we have a list with all our tasks or pages, depending on your database you're working on, that are before or on today. So it's super great. Let's think what we should do right now. Right now we want to only select the last 5 tasks. So to do this, to have a selection, of course it can be a filter, but when it's about a number, when it's about a position inside the list, it's the slice function, and here we want the last 5. So we are going to slice it from, so we are going to slice this, this database, but we want from the index. That's why it gets a bit harder, but also really interesting. So from the index minus, from the index length of this database minus 6 till the end, so we don't need to put a third argument. So right now with the slice function, we just selected the last 5 items, and we are going to use the map function after this. So the map function will return one property, one selected or one desired property from the list we have. So so here we are going, we want, so current, and which one property we want. We want the status. So it's super great. We have all the status of the last 5 of our last 5 tasks. The last thing to do is to filter all the tasks and to get only the ones that are done. So dot filter, it's always the same, and you will quickly get used to doing this after a few times. So it's not due date, it's status equal done. So here we have an array with only our only one thing that is done, and so we want the length of this. So it's really long, but I think if you master such a type of calculation, you will be able to be at ease with any function and with all arrays on Notion. So the length of it, it's 1, and to get a completion rate over the last past 5 tasks, I'm going to divide by the length of all of this, but I'm just going to remove one thing, is this filter, this equal done filter. So here it's perfect. Let's put it again in percent. Great. So great. We have 17% of our tasks that are done over the last 5 days, over the last past days, sorry. But if we want to display some stars, it will be really simple. We just have to put if. So to do this, let's call for a let's function, as it's a really long term, like crazy long. So let's define a as being this really long calculation, and after let's say that if a is inferior to 0.33, then it will be 1 star. So let me check my emojis. It will be 1 star. Otherwise, again, if function, if a, if and, so all these functions that I'm calling right now, we've seen it in the first part of this video, so don't hesitate to check out. So if a is this time superior to the 0.33, let's put inferior or equal here. Let's put a space. So it's really important also to add some spaces to understand where you are, and also a will be inferior to 0, inferior or equal to 0.66. Then I want to display this time 2 stars, so it will be our performance, our KPI. So 2 stars. Let's duplicate this one up to 2 stars. Otherwise, it will be 3 stars for more than 66%. So what doesn't work? Let's review together. All right. It was just a mistake of brackets. I put one bracket extra. So here our performance on the past 5 tasks is only 1 star, unfortunately. So we have to do better. Let's check this. Let's say that all of this is done. And as you can see, miracle, it's 3 stars. So right now, I think you are fully geared up to face all kind of formulas of list functions for your future templates. You're now a pro on list functions and on formulas in general on Notion. I really hope you enjoyed this series of video. If you liked, don't hesitate to leave a thumb up and to subscribe to my YouTube channel to show me some love and some support. If you wanna get productive, stop procrastinating and organize your entire life with Notion, there is the link of the Life Planner, the most advanced productivity system on Notion, in the description. It was Baptiste. Ciao.